So we've had a question from somebody on YouTube saying that they keep self-sabotaging, uh, and they're asking for any advice around continuing with their practice. And I thought this would probably be quite relevant to a lot of people now as we go into 2023, and many of us are setting resolutions to increase our practice or maintain a regular practice. And I think, as can be quite common with New Year's resolutions, we set them at the beginning of the year, and then by the end of January we might fall away from that practice. So what can we do to make sure that we continue and we maintain a regular practice? Because as I've talked about before, one of the hardest things about meditating is actually maintaining that regular practice. So to start, we can be setting really clear intentions, and also understanding what our motivation is. When we set an intention, we can write that down, or we can tell a friend or somebody, so we have that that accountability, and we really do have that clear intention of what we're doing, and the motivation comes into that after that, because if we don't have a clear motivation, we're less likely to carry through with our intention. So and the motivation, if it can be something that's not self-centered as well, that I think that really helps. So if we understand that through our mindfulness practice we're not only helping ourselves but we're helping the people around us, we might be becoming more awakened ourselves, but we can meditate with the intention of the awakening of all sentient beings, and having that kind of motivation, like when we sit down to meditate, we know that we're doing good in the world, then that can really help us to maintain that practice. And then I would say we're definitely going to fall away from our practice at some point. Some of us might have amazing discipline, but many people don't. And you might set the intention of meditating every single day, but it just doesn't happen. So when we do fall off our regular practice, it's good to just recognize that that's okay. Self-compassion is a really important part of a mindfulness practice, for many reasons, but one of which is that if we do stop practicing, we can tell ourselves that's okay, we can not be too hard on ourselves, and then we can go straight back to the practice again. And when then we do return to the practice, if we can spend some time on focusing on gratitude, so gratitude to ourselves for giving this time to ourselves and taking the time to practice, thinking of how we're grateful for having the ability, like we have the free time, we have the quiet space, or whatever it is that you have that allows you to practice. Be grateful for that, and when we focus on that gratitude, it can bring a sense of happiness and joy to the practice, and help us then to maintain the practice going forward. So there's just a few tips to avoid self-sabotage, to maintain a regular practice, and hopefully 2023 can be the most mindful and compassionate year for all of us.